Hi, I'm Laura and welcome to this week's Action Ship. Do you ever feel fried? So I am back in Brooklyn. I had an amazing 16 days in Boulder and happy to say I graduated as a Year 3 Franklin Method instructor, so stay tuned for lots of Franklin Method classes. So when I got back, I felt a little frazzled. So do you want to know what I did to help reconnect myself and what you can do when you're in a situation where you're feeling a little bit fried? I did a couple of things. Yes, I hug trees. So it's very grounding to connect to the earth. If you imagine this tree, it's got lots of deep roots going way, way down into the earth, and so it helps connect back down to the earth. So it's a really good thing after you get off a plane flight, is to stand on the earth and hug a tree. And then after I hugged a tree, I asked for help, and I called up Danica, who is featuring in my videos these past 2 weeks, and I guess she liked her tour of Boulder because she happily came over and spoke to my body. So when we're feeling frazzled, it's usually not the reason we think it is. Often those crazy voices in our head tell us it's this reason and that reason, and it's because everything is messy, and our body has more wisdom. So Danica spoke to my body and I felt so much better after getting my body to reconnect with itself. So then I was inspired to ask, how can I help you? So I posted on my Facebook wall to find out what your problems are today, how you are feeling fried, and how I could help you reconnect to yourself. So even though I may be answering a specific person's concern, if you're watching this video, it's going to help you too. So I'm going to connect to Candia over the magic of the internet and through the airwaves to find out from her body what it needs to improve, what connections can be made so that she can feel and you can feel less fried. So the first thing that we're going to focus upon is lymph. Lymph seems to come up a lot. So the lymph system is like the clean out system for the body, and in this case it wanted to be compared to a messy house. So when your house is really messy, there's things cluttered everywhere, it's very hard to be efficient, you don't know where to start, and things just don't really flow. So just take a moment and you're going to touch your cheekbones, take a breath, then you're going to just brush down the sides of your neck and in along your clavicle, and just imagine the lymph flowing. So even if you don't really know what it is or what it looks like, just imagine my body is cleaning out. Then just take one hand and just brush gently along the arm and the other one, and just kind of brush your body all over. The lymph is just below the surface and it's a yellowy fluid. So just take a moment to let that settle. And then the phrase that was coming up for you, Candia, which is applicable to all of us, is I allow myself to receive people's love. I allow myself to receive people's love. So we're going to say that phrase together. You're going to place your hand on your sternum, and this is one of the areas that Candia mentioned. So just feel your sternum here. It's a bone, but maybe you can imagine it softly. So rather than it being a hard, rigid place that needs to protect itself, and our heart is behind our sternum, as well as the thymus gland, imagine that it's soft and that it feels comfortable, allowing itself to receive love. So just breathe and imagine that phrase. I allow myself to receive people's love. I allow myself to receive people's love. I allow myself to receive people's love. And it's like we're really giving ourselves permission to feel that. And then the last thing which I want to bring your attention to is if you've been worrying about feeling emotion. So sometimes we can get really concerned that we're experiencing emotion and we're actually reacting to the fact that we're having an emotion. So we're not even just experiencing the pure sadness or anger or grief or worry, whatever it is, but we're actually annoyed at ourselves for having the feeling. So I want you to keep your hands here on the sternum and just take some nice deep breaths and just imagine yourself feeling the feelings and being okay with whatever you're feeling. So rather than worrying about feeling emotion, trying to come up with the reason why you have it or why you shouldn't have it, just feel it. Now take your hands down to your diaphragm and just rub your diaphragm and take a nice breath. And again, nice breath. You can also go back and watch the video about feeling comfortable in your skin for some extra focus on this. One more breath. And you may feel some gurgles. I've felt some gurgles then. As things are processing, as the emotions are moving through your body, the body is recognizing them for what they are and being able to breathe and process them. You may feel them leaving you. So Candia, those were for you. Tell me how you feel. Maybe practice it a couple of times, and please do write a comment and also post a comment on Facebook. It's nice to have a dialogue there as well. And if you like this video, if it helped you, if you think it can help somebody else, please send it to them. And if you're not at Laura Hames Franklin, come there and jump on board the Action Ship list. And now it's time for a cup of tea. I will see you next week. Bye-bye. This one's for you, by the way.